New disturbing details in Cass County court records now revealing why investigators believe 25-year-old Isadora Wengel was murdered and maybe dismembered. We've got a look at the initial court documents and more from what you can expect coming up later tonight.
Plus, a bizarre incident out of Polk County. A mother and son arrested in a cocaine ring. Plus, the Department of Homeland Security pulling out ICE agents from Minnesota. All that more coming up. Valley News Now is live. All right, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us for this Valley News Now digital update. I'm Devin Fry, bringing you the latest that we've been working on in the Valley News Live newsroom today. Continuing to follow a case that is getting more and more disturbing as more and more details emerge today. The biggest bit of information that we've gotten as far as what started as a missing persons case and is now a murder investigation for Isadora Wengel. Court documents revealing extensive forensic evidence linking the suspect, Joshua Haidt, to her death, including DNA matches on multiple items. North Dakota State Crime Lab identifying blood with a DNA profile matching Wengel on numerous items seized from Haidt's Fargo apartment, and perhaps most disturbing, forensic analysis of a Sawzall blade recovered from the scene, revealing human remains matching Wengel's DNA. Our team continuing to dig through these court documents and bringing us the very latest on what we know in this horrifying case. Joining us now is Jessica Bringy, who talked to Valley News Live's Bobby Fallett, who was the person who went to the courthouse and got these documents, and brings us a little bit more on what we know so far in this alarming case.
Devin, bone and skeletal tissue found on a 12-inch saw-like blade. We're now getting a better idea and more disturbing picture as to why investigators do believe 25-year-old Isadora Wengel was murdered. We now know that her partner, 21-year-old Joshua Haidt, has been taken into custody and remains in custody. He's facing charges of murder and tampering with evidence. But as mentioned, our own Bobby Fallett has been in the courtroom today looking into these really disturbing documents. We now also know why investigators believe her body could be dismembered.
Yeah, Jessica, this charging summary document that was, published today with the incident report, 11 pages long, kind of going through it. A lot of, like you said, disturbing information, but basically the overview, Haidt officially even charged with felony AA murder, as well as tampering with physical evidence and false information to law enforcement, which that is a Class A misdemeanor. Important note is that Haidt will be in court tomorrow for an arraignment hearing. When it comes to misdemeanors, he could possibly plead guilty or not guilty to that right off the bat, but the felony charges will have to wait for a preliminary hearing. But again, he will be in court for his first appearance tomorrow morning. Valley News Live. According to the court documents, inside those bags that was also later tested by the North Dakota State Crime Lab, we're looking at disposable gloves, tape, garbage bags, again, similar in nature to a Saw sticker. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that all right. But black tie to closed garbage bags, which contained a plastic sheet with blood, in the state lab determined that it didn't match Wengel's profile, her DNA profile.
Also, Haidt's blood confirmed to be mixed in with that, which is an important note, tying both Wengel and Haidt to this alleged murder. Also, at that point, investigators had detained Haidt briefly during this period of time, but for some reason did not believe they had enough probable cause to charge or hold him for a long period of time.
And now with all of the state evidence that the state lab did and the results that came back according just to the initial report, this is why now that there has been probable cause for this arrest, for the murder, for tampering of evidence just in these court documents. And we do have more information on valleynewslive.com right now. We're going to go more in depth into this later tonight. And again, we will be in the courtroom tomorrow morning.
Yeah, clearly there's a lot to get through. We just scratched the surface. Some really disturbing details as mentioned. So if you do want to just get a summary, feel free to go to our website where we do have an overview of the case. As Bobby mentioned, we will have more coming up tonight. Devin.
Thank you, Jessica and Bobby. Sorry for a technical issue when there. I'm not sure what happened there. But this, like Jessica mentioned during that, just scratching the surface on this one. This case is really just getting started. This is just the initial round of information from this incident report. Frankly, we still don't have a body in this case, and that's what Fargo police are still looking for. They're still asking for the public's help. One thing that they highlighted yesterday is that they're looking for any information on a tote matching the description of the one on your screen right now, a 27-gallon storage tote, black body, red lid. They believe that this had something to do with what happened to Isadora's body, and as they continue to look for more information there, we did reach out to Fargo officials to ask about any tips that they received. They said that they received about 20 tips last night just since the press conference about any whereabouts of a tote matching that description there, as the search for now Wangel's body and frankly some closure for the family and more evidence in this case continues. We're going to shift gears a little bit now, looking at the weather department. Obviously not a whole lot to complain about today. About 40 degrees out there right now. Our ice desk, it's holding up there. It's staying strong right now, but it's struggling a little bit. Taking a look at our Skycam, our First Alert weather team has the Dakota Magic Casino Skycam up right now down south. Things are looking pretty out there. Let's go ahead and go to Russ Thomas right now for a little bit more on what we can expect in the weather department as the day continues.
And a happy Thursday afternoon to you. This is First Alert Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Russ Thomas. Behind me, we have our ozone ice desk, where every day McKenna Wright and Devin Fry have been giving you updates on our Olympic coverage at 6:30 in the evening. As you can see, this ice desk is covered now by a box. The reason why, our temperatures, they have been above freezing. Very nice to see the sunshine. Not so good for a desk made of ice. Been doing a little melting out here. Our hope is that we can continue to use this desk and we don't get much more melting, but that's what this box is all about. Now, the good news, if you like warmer temperatures, we're going to continue to be mild. Our temperatures upper 30s. By the time we get to Friday and the weekend, even into Monday, we're going to see highs in the 40s, potentially breaking a record on Valentine's Day. The record is 43. We are calling for 43. So if that comes to fruition, then we will tie the all-time record for Valentine's Day. Now, we are watching a weather system next week. In fact, we have a First Alert weather day for Wednesday of next week for the potential, in fact, likely potential of some frozen precipitation. I think rain on Tuesday evening, followed by a mix, followed by all snow on Wednesday. How much will we see? That is still in question, but the timing is looking pretty good right now for Tuesday evening into our Wednesday, in fact, right into Wednesday evening. So, of course, we'll keep you updated on that with that First Alert weather day, and we'll hopefully enjoy these very warm temperatures we have, at least for this time of year, very warm as well.
Russ posing in front of our insulated cover of the ice desk there as our Olympic Zone ice desk continues to fight for its life. By the way, McKenna Wright and I will be hosting the Olympic Zone coming up at 6:30 on NBC. Be sure to stay tuned. Always fun Olympics content there. Let's go into some of our local headlines that we've been working on here in the Valley News Live newsroom. This one, interesting. This is a story you don't see every day. A mother and son from Fertile, Minnesota are facing multiple felony drug charges after a cocaine overdose investigation led authorities to uncover a large-scale drug operation in Polk County. 62-year-old Darla Donaldson and her son, 28-year-old Chase Donaldson, were charged Tuesday with first-degree controlled substance crimes. Each faces 3 felony counts. The investigation began February 2nd after a woman overdosed at a Crookston residence. Authorities executed a search warrant at the Donaldson home and found approximately 62 grams of suspected cocaine in mason jars, along with marijuana, hallucinogenic mushrooms, firearms, and ammunition. Each of the Donaldson's first-degree charges carries a maximum sentence of 30 years in prison and a fine of up to $1 million. Expanding a little bit farther into Minnesota now, border czar Tom Homan announcing this morning the conclusion of Operation Metro Surge in Minnesota. During a news conference, Homan said that he proposed the crackdown of federal officers in Minnesota, and President Trump concurred. We have some video here. There it is. Homan said that he came to Minnesota to identify issues and implement solutions. He listed several recent changes, including personnel changes and implementing officer body cameras for those agents in the Twin Cities during this immigration enforcement crackdown. He also wanted to set the record straight, saying there have been no immigration arrests in hospitals, schools, or churches. Last week, Homan announced 700 federal law enforcement officers would be leaving the state. One more story from the Twin Cities here. Governor Tim Walz announcing a new budget proposal for businesses impacted by Operation Metro Surge. The governor in recent days has been vocal about the impact of the Trump administration's immigration crackdown and the effect that it's had on local businesses and the workforce in Minnesota. Details of the budget proposal are still set to be released. The announcement comes on the same day that Tom Homan announced the conclusion of Operation Metro Surge. We are continuing to track the progress of Giving Hearts Day, and our team back in the newsroom has been very committed to trying to tell some of the stories of the nonprofits involved in these these fundraising efforts for Giving Hearts Day. Let's take a look at this here. The live tracker of the donations for Giving Hearts Day. Over $24 million donated from over 30,000 donors, 159 Good Drive locations, and 272 volunteers working between January 12th and February 12th. Again, it's an incredible day. The generosity in this area for some of these nonprofit organizations, remarkable. As a matter of fact, we're going to go to our Giving Hearts Day tab on our Valley News Live website right now. I'll show you even, you know what, I'm going to be step by step here. I'm going to show you even how to get to it. Here's our homepage, valleynewslive.com. Click on the Giving Hearts tab, and you could see some of the organizations that are looking to raise money through this Giving Hearts Day campaign. Our reporters got to choose which nonprofit they wanted to highlight, and there's some remarkable stories in here. So if you haven't had a chance to check those out yet, go ahead and give those a look. Now we're going to do what we always do before we get out of here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the road conditions for what we can expect outside. Obviously, with it being 40 degrees out there, thankfully not a whole lot to worry about. Let's take a look at the Skycam one more time. You can see on the Dakota Magic Casino Skycam down by Sisseton there. No complaints from what I can tell. I'm certainly not complaining about it at this point. And judging by the road map, a lot of people in the area would concur. Now, the only spot, according to the DOT map, in the entire state, I guess there's only two spots in the entire state that have anything but green roads, and those are just some scattered frost here. We can see the Trail County, the Mayville area up through Hatton. Those are some areas to watch out for some scattered frost on the roads, and then also up by the Devil's Lake area. Just, for our viewers out in those regions, as you're getting ready to make your way out the door coming home from work, or if you're getting ready to leave home for the very first time, for those of you who work the night shift, thank you for your dedication to that. We appreciate you no matter what shift you're working. Just be aware of those areas, but otherwise green roads across the board. Now, we do want to hammer home, we have 9 minutes till Valley News Live at 4. We want to hammer home one more time what officials are searching for as they continue to search for the body of Isadora Wangle. We're going to pull up this picture of this tote one more time. This obviously isn't the exact tote that they are looking for, but it's the type of tote that they are looking for. 27-gallon tote, black body, red lid. Be on the lookout for anything like this. And we have received word that there are search parties scheduled for this weekend as people continue to try to find the body of Isadora Wangle. I'm seeing a search party scheduled for Sunday at 10 a.m. They're meeting at the Dike parking lot. There's the sledding hill in that area. So for anyone wanting to join that, certainly a noteworthy cause as we continue to try to bring some closure to this case and bring it forward a little bit. That's going to bring it into our Valley News Now afternoon update. Thank you all so much for joining us again. Valley News Live at 4 with Duke Schindler starts in about 8 minutes on your TVs. And again, another thing I wanted to mention before we got out of here, we have received reports of technical issues with our live streams. As from what we've been able to tell, our CTV streams, which is your smart TV, your Roku, your Fire TV, whatever that may be, and your phone apps Those streams should be working fine. It's the website where things are kind of hit or miss right now. So just wanted to give a warning. I know we've got a few calls on that, so wanted to address that before we got out of here. So yeah, we'll see you tomorrow, hopefully on all devices, not just a smart TV or a phone, but maybe the website too. Thank you for joining us for this Valley News Now digital update. I'm Devin Fry.